So I'm gonna cook with an air fryer. Ta-da! Yeah, so air fryer is the trendy new thing. So let's just cook some simple vegetarian dishes. So let's try the air fryer. First you plug it, then you click here. Yeah, I'm gonna make French fries, so I'm gonna make it in 190 for about, I think, 18 minutes. Now it says add, so we're gonna pull this. It's a tiny one. We're gonna add the French fries here and then put it back in. So here are my pieces of French fries, raw potato. Then dry them very well, because you can't use any oil in the air fryer. I have a silicone mold, but I'm not gonna use this to make the French fry. I'm gonna do another dish. So this air fryer has a little hole on this plate, so I would leave it open. And don't fill it out too much. Okay, I have maybe a little bit too much potatoes here, but as long as you don't put them completely on top of each other. And I would put, after preheating, I would put it on top of a stove because it's going to be very hot. Now we're going to put it back in. So it's 18 minutes programmed. Air fryer has a countdown for the last 1 minute. Seconds. And it's done. Ooh, look at that. Looks great. Now we're gonna pour it in here. Ooh, we can add salt. I start with my other dish. I have a silicone mold. It has to be air fryer proofed and fit in your model, because I have a 4-liter air fryer. This one is the right size for 4-liter. I've seen a lot of them that are for 4.7-liter air fryers. I'm gonna add some cherry tomatoes chopped, and then cook this piece of feta and add my mungo bean salad I made earlier just to try it out. It has mungo beans cooked, paprika, cilantro, the onion. The green part is so delicious. It's a very mild flavor of onion. You can totally eat as raw in salads. Okay, so this is my brand new dish, adding mungo bean salad in my Greek feta cheese cooked in the oven. So remember, when you fry things directly on the air fryer, don't use oil. But when you use the silicone mold, you can add oil because it will not drip. It will stay inside the silicone mold. So you can add a little bit here on the salad side. So when you make 2 dishes in a row, first you just can't add the second dish directly. You have to preheat it every time, even if it's the same temperature. So it's designed like that. You press here again. And now I'm gonna make the feta cheese in a little bit lower temperature. I think 175 is okay. And I think about 10 minutes. So this is the cooked feta cheese. It's very soft. It could be more moist if there's more cherry tomatoes, but since I added the already cooked mungo beans, it's a little bit different. Let me taste the mungo beans. And since it's a very low silicone mold, it's gonna be challenging to take it out. So I'm using a towel, kitchen towel, clean one, to grab it from both ends. Now let's split it. Okay, so this is my very simple air fryer meal. I mean, the French fries are very easy and simple, but this one, of course, it's kind of trial, but I have done this cooked feta cheese before. If you want to make it more moist, add a lot more of cherry tomatoes and oil. So guys, accidents can also happen with the air fryer. You have to be very careful. I was heating again this pita bread. It's very thin and very light, so one piece flew from the air up and it got burnt. So you have to be very careful when you put very light stuff inside the air fryer. So you can see up there is that heating thing. So my little piece of pita bread flew there. So let's make eggplant slices. Very simple ones, just with a little bit of salt sprinkled on top. So guys, I just sprinkle a little bit of sea salt since I have only 2 hands and I'm still single after all these years. I had to use my 2 hands to sprinkle it. Anyway, you can see there's salt. My friend, one Italian girl, told me a long time ago cooking tip that sprinkle salt to make them so-called cry, so they will become a little bit moist, so as if the eggplant is actually crying. So then you just damp the moist out and it will be softer, faster to cook. Okay, as you can see, they're crying, so we're just going to use a napkin and wipe out the extra moist. So we're just gonna put them here. (165 degrees Celsius) for 8 minutes. Okay, and then we just sprinkle a little bit of olive oil. You can add more salt if you want to, but the salt absorbs to the eggplant in that crying phase. Okay, so I made myself a little toast with hummus and let's try the eggplant. It's very good. It's a bit soft, so if you want to make it crispier, you can either put it for 10-12 minutes or add a little bit more heat, but just depends on your taste. Cool, so my final dish is going to be apple chips. I've tried them several times before. They are, depending on how thick you want them to be, they can be a little bit soft or crunchy. But I don't recommend making them too thin because of what happened in my little pita bread accident over there. And on to our apple chips. So as you can see, there are lots of water in apple. So we just have to dry them up. And this time we're gonna heat it a little bit higher degree. Okay, so I tried to make them pretty much the same size. These are not exactly, but it's the same thickness. And I put 185 Celsius degrees for 18 minutes. Guys, these are my apple crisps. Look a bit burnt. Let's try them. Okay, so let's try it. It's crispy, a little bit crispy, but also a little bit soft. So this was not 100% success, but it's edible. Let's try another one. It's soft. It gets a little bit caramelized. This one is better. So they're not chips, but you can use them for a pancake, for example, I tried them before and I mixed them in a pancake dough. So no crisps, but you can use it for desserts and pancakes. So guys, this is a vegan sausage. I grilled it in the air fryer for 8 minutes in 175 degrees. Normally this is supposed to be cooked in the frying pan, but I tried it in the air fryer and it looks perfect.